Two very low ability Year 7 groups, really, really lovely kids, but there was a lot of literacy and educational needs in the class. And they were really struggling to be motivated by history. And what I really wanted to do was to come up with a project that would really, really engage them. Unfortunately, I came across a couple of sources of inspiration. First of all, Dan Pink. He gave me the idea that what I really needed to do was give my kids an audience so that they would feel like there was a purpose to the work they were doing. I needed to give them a chance to actually develop mastery, to feel confident about a narrow topic rather than something quite broad. And I needed to kind of let go of my grip a little bit and give them a project that they could kind of make the decisions with themselves. I also came across Will Ryan's Inspirational Teachers, Inspirational Learners book. Will Ryan talks a lot about the difference between learning just in case, where you cram kids full of knowledge just in case one day they happen to be tested on it, and learning just in time, where they're actually, they know there is a specific purpose and an end, and that purpose is what they're working towards. And so he gives the example of a museum for a day, and the idea is that kids create all the exhibits for this museum, which is then visited by their peers. And I thought this would combine all the things I was looking for my little group to help them to actually engage in a project and really, really get their teeth into things. So I called on the services of our AST, Almey, to help me with that.
Okay, so I'm just going to talk you through kind of what we had to do in preparation for it. Leigh and I stood here together because this is all about collaboration between students and collaboration between staff, and that's the reason why it works, really. Just very quickly, the practicalities that we had to think about is when were we teaching at the same time with our classes so that we could actually hold the museum in the morning? What rooms did we want to use that would perhaps cause less disruption to the teachers that were around us? Which classes did we want to invite? How long would it take us to plan so that we'd be in a position for our classes to present to the other classes that were invited? The first thing we did then, after we'd explained to the kids exactly what they were going to be doing, we got them together and said, right, if you were going to go to an amazing museum and you'd want to learn something and come away feeling that you had learned lots and lots, it was an amazing place to be, what would you see, what would you hear, what would you do? They came up with huge lists, which were fantastic, from role play, videos, etc. Leigh and I then went away with that and thought, right, okay, we don't, we want to use the students' ideas, but we need to make sure that they are going to work. So we thought about which ones would work on the day. We shortened the list quite significantly, and then went back to the students and thought, right, okay, we need to differentiate these groups and think about groups of learners where the activities would be suitably challenging and supporting as well, and that actually it would take account of their learning abilities and styles. So we did that, and that was pretty much all that we did. And then the planning and preparation began, and the students got together, they started preparing their activities ready for the day. Some took more preparation than others, so for example, I had a group that were doing Black Death, the musical, which had to be performed and recorded. It was amazing. That had to be performed and recorded beforehand so that they could talk people through the activity on the morning. Okay, right, I'm going to show you this video now. This was the morning after my evening out, which was my leaving do, and I have to say I was feeling rather fragile, and it still rocked. So I'll show you. This is when we had, there are less people in this video, so it's when we had less visitors. This video is shocking, but please bear with us. It's very wobbly.
I'm Thomas and I'll be the tour guide. In this room we have a live news report from the medieval times, and over there we have EastEnders Live.
Time to switch seats!
Draw some viewpoints on her so it looks like the Black Death. I draw blood from her mouth.
Here we have a nursery rhyme and a
musical running later.
Here we have a live dance. And here are some word searches and quizzes. And over here are some medieval forms like medieval Monopoly.
I'd love to show you the whole video, but it is 3 minutes long and I think we're going to have to cut it short. But then we had paper plates, memorial plates making, we had dancing, as you can see. We had role plays, had all sorts of stuff going on. It was fantastic.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Very, very quickly, what went well? It was memorable, it was amazing. They were talking about it at the end of the day, got them to think about how they were learning, how other people learn, so a great learning to learn tool. Differentiation, suitably challenging, they loved it. Time management, they had to think about what do I have to achieve by the end of today, what do I have to achieve by next week, and they were independent, but even better if
we're going to invite the parents next time, like sports day, but for brains.
Brilliant. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you very much, Amy. Brilliant stuff.